ball, along, text me right back. Yeah, won't you text me back? Yeah, where you going? Yeah, where you jetting at, girl? Goddamn, I'm getting thirsty. Perfect, I'm dehydrated. Can I hit it when it's early? We live in my spaceship. I'm the new Michael Jackson. Yeah. You can see the pilot passing. Yeah. I don't know why they hit it up. Compare me to Superman, but no cape and law. Yeah, flight bars, I'm creating jobs. If you ain't up on your shit, I'ma lay you up. Yeah, first base, now we playing ball. In life, you the only one that can make it hard. So don't be blaming nobody when you ain't make it, dog. The parliament in the sky, you see them taking off. Spring, winter, summer, and fall. You see I'm never touching the ground. Yo, little parliament, goddamn, yo, girl, she in love with me now. Girl, we be fucking around. That's when you know she ain't fucking with you. We on that couple like a lady that we fly around town. She said, dog, yeah, I'm coming with you. When I'm parliament, gotta link up, get down, girl, why you gotta act like that? When the spring, summer, fall, to get you involved, girl, I hope he takes me right back. No, she ain't fucking with you. We on that couple like a lady that we fly around town. She said, dog, yeah, I'm coming with you. When I'm girl, why you gotta act like that? You don't want the spring, summer, fall, I get you involved. Girl, I hope you text me right back. I know I'm connected with you. So fly in my jet for a few. Goddamn, motherfucker. Goddamn, but I send a few texts to you. Girls, I see perfection in you. Yeah, you got me moonwalking, backtracking, but I can do it for you. I got a bullshit talking, I'm laughing, but I might just pop at you. That nigga that you know she ain't fucking with you. You wanna come like a lady that we fly around town. She said, dog, yeah, I'm coming with you. When the parliament gotta link up, get down, girl, why you gotta act like that? When the spring, summer, fall, to get you involved, girl, I hope you text me right back. Girl, we be fucking around, yeah, you know she ain't fucking with you. Coming like a lady that we fly around town. She said, dog, yeah, I'm coming with you. Parliament gotta link up, get down, girl, why you gotta act like that? When the spring, summer, fall, to get you involved, girl, I hope you text me right back.
Sexable flights. Little pop star flights. Big explosion at the end of the video. I blew up the world. I blew up the world at the end of the video. Pop star flights. Real stuff. Real stuff. Now look, to finish where we left off, because you know the universe, they want me to create sigils and broadcasting formations in order to wake up the world the way all the ancients did it. I said so they had to mess up something. They had to mess up something. They had to come in, mess up the live stream, create all kind of weird sigils and circumstances, but we still here. We still here. We still child friendly. And don't go no further than that. Sage. I'm saying don't go no further than that. Sage. And candlesticks and you know what I'm saying, and correspondences and stuff like that in the world. You know what I'm saying? So we can understand where we at for spiritual ascension, spiritual rise, spiritual upliftment, and all you know, all the circumstances, you know, all the practices we use for geomancy, cryptography, your pop star flights. I'm trying to see if we clear and direct. We clear enough. We clear enough. Shadow government, don't follow me on this channel. This channel is for the kids. It's not for no grown kids. It's for like the actual kids and the spirits down here that's trying to learn. Oh, I'm saying real stuff. That could be on PBS in the morning, Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying? Teletubbies. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all like replace the little child face on the sun. You're it. I said my logo. That's my logo. 6 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So y'all need to know about Owl and Canaanite God. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Venus and stuff like that in Taurus, this is going to have us a love for extracurricular things we might not got no business having love for. F, we not practical. F, we not stable. F, we not secure. F, we not, all the messes. All them S's, all that snake lizard knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Stability, security, safety, support, and shelter. So, people get real sneaky when they need one of those things. When a person needs stability, security, safety, support, and shelter, always peak game. Some sneakiness going to be developed. You know what I'm saying? Some weird sneakiness. So always peak game. Anytime you in around a family member, friend, co-worker, or associate out there, the necessity of a need, there's going to be some goddamn snake, lizard, reptilian logic behind it. And they might be so demonic, they might not know that's what they're doing at the moment. So you got to be the wise spirit to check them mentally or physically, so you can be used as a vessel to show that individual you can like going a little too far, your shadow priest. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? Good starbursts and stuff like that. The new Starburst vape. New strawberry purple Starburst vape. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I said all the little human little sage smoke. Light your candles. And I said at the same time, get your spiritual system going on. I got a ritual I gotta do today. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it live or not. I'm saying I'm not sure. I gotta think about it. But yay, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. I got a whole bunch of shit when it comes to, because the shadow government trying to block me in a whole different the shadow video game Dreamcast trying to block me from a whole lot of circumstances. So I got to develop ideas to go around it. So that's the whole point of ritual and spell work. You know what I'm saying, you still got to put in some work. It's just doing that meditation, developing an idea to construct, to bring down here. And then when you start to use your body, which is your mind and your goddamn, your goddamn physical forms, right? You start to play out those characteristics of whatever you just received. You know what I'm saying? And the better you know what you're doing, the more you a bad mother trucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm doing. I know all the alignments, every second, minute, every name for it, every hum, every sigil, every altar's pillar. I got all the objects. It ain't one object you can name I ain't got. I don't care if it's dealing with esoteric, spirituality, all the way down to your physical for all you Virgos out there when it comes to vitamins and shit. I mean, and stuff. It don't matter what you name. I bet you I can pull it out. I really put in the work. For real. I don't play around. I do not play around with spirituality. Anything you can name, from wands to anything down to the most crystal, to the most alignment, to the table, altar, to all the manuscripts that's supposed to be about. Any type of object you ever learned about in any book, I got about 10 versions of them. I got every single thing. Talisman, I got every single thing. There's not one thing you could read about I don't got. And some. Literally. Now, I already stanked my shit. Literally. So, if Dolo ain't teaching something, it's only two things. Why? It ain't important, or Dolo didn't actually do it. And the reason it became not important, because when Dolo tried to actually practice it, he seen a whole bunch of bullshit in it. So it wasn't worth teaching that as a blind leading the blind, because Dolo will be blind teaching that blind stuff if Dolo looked at the practice and see the confirmation God tried to give Uriel first, as far as the scientific method, from God's perspective and tools and angel language. And if I can't see it in that perspective, it don't exist. It's some demon or some human created. Won't be coming out my mouth to be teaching. You know what I'm saying? And I only follow God. That's it. That's it. It don't go no further than that with a real man or woman in the esoteric world, because these are thoughts and feelings. And when you bring these things together and have a mean spaceship, a mean child, ooh, you work together as a family. But it's you as a spirit controlling that family. You the God. I hate to use that term, but this best words y'all know how to look at yourselves. As a spirit, being nothing, having control over a family. And you better make sure you become a good floating fart cloud. I wouldn't advise a fart. Oh, sad real. Because you all androgynous as spirits. You all got attributes and access and power and authority over your masculine and feminine. And they both have two sides to it. One fire, water, other one air and earth. Then they all have yin and yangs, right? That'd be fire, air, water, earth. And then that's just you understanding squaring out your circle. The many different tricks you can do. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Now you're spiritual. Now you're not thrown. Now you're not lost in la la land. Now you could come outside. Now you could feel good about yourself and know this is what it takes and this is what it means when you're doing magic and being an alchemist, not being lost and having to learn something else and you're still doing the magic just against your own will and witchcraft is being practiced on you. Because it's not that your powers got taken taken. What happened is you stopped using your power. And that's the problem. It don't go no further than that. Because that always leads you to God perspective, self-evaluation, shadow work. Even if you could look at another individual and justify you being the victim at the moment, you still have to look at what you have allowed. You gave them esoteric currency and allowance to be able to take advantage of you, and that encyclopedia word that we use to be able to interpret what we are experiencing, because a spirit is just having experiences. You know what I'm saying? And when we learn how to deal with our own family inside of us, now we could be a right man and woman to do that outside with the community. And therefore, we show the world how this is a better mind state that's more closer to God. This is something that y'all have been doing that somehow 2,000 years later, it seemed like we need a liquor store next to every church. And the magic tricks don't work to make humans stop going to war. Mars. Video game X+2. Children channel, Uriel is here for that. So for the most part, we just got to wake up a little bit and show them by example. And that's how we become better. We ain't human. But for that term for people out there, that's how y'all become better humans. See what I'm saying? Somebody said Egyptian only. Why do you want to identify what a generational curse? You're supposed to become something new. Don't become something some man named you, whether you believe it or not. I mean, I can actually break down the context. This is how they created the concept of low-hanging fruit. So they're looking at you after they already made a mutt out of an indigenous people, and years down the line, they fuck out of wedlock. So they create depopulation controls, make y'all fight over religion, wars, medicine, and things of that nature. And we see it in today's time when you look around you, if you're not lost in pseudoism and spookism. Look at the reality of how the witchcraft is being practiced. So you don't want to identify with any generational curse because you might not be even experiencing that right now. So you want to make sure you're using that time that you're not experiencing that generational curse for better things like math, science, astrology, astronomy, understanding how they made these rituals in the first place to get you lost in. Therefore, now you can add on to the world. You might have a new religion. You might have a new tribe we can read about in the Bibles for the future time because you brought in some new knowledge. I'm tired of us just holding on to Galileo or Kemet or something like that. What do you think we're holding on to these things for? People made them. How about you take your power back and you make something out of yourself? Thank you so much for the donation, Zashi. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. So we always have to understand the morality out of something before we get in our spookism mentality, because you guys are lost humans, because you don't understand your culture is what they gave you. They made y'all mutts, made y'all master builders, built their world. And then for the most part, they gave you a culture. You trying to look for an older version of when they was doing that at a different period of time is not saying nothing. So you saying Kemet or Egyptian, it's basically not saying anything. You just like a culture when they raped and pillaged the land before this way, how they doing it now. And the way they doing it now, thank God they ain't hanging people upside down on crosses and stuff. Because the common sheep is becoming more aware. And the more we show them we are aware, the more we allow them to know how far they can treat us mentally, reverse psychology-wise, and even physically. Even to the point that we refuse to allow them to put us in a reverse psychology in circumstances to hurt each other. And that's what this is for. And you might, to even have that mind frame, you might have to get rid of Kemet. You might have to get rid of Egyptian knowledge, African spirituality, Indian spirituality. I teach all these things. I am Indian. You don't hear me going around screaming these things. So that just means the blood that's flowing through me and my thoughts is not diluted with all the other baggage and things of that nature. All you have to do is clear your blood, clear your mind, And the mind that bend in on itself to become your next adrenaline is a new blood. Now you become having new features and organs, and you might lose some wrinkles if you old, because this religion set you on a path to stress you out to develop wrinkles at the age of 19, and now you're running around looking like Lil Pump or Lil Yachty or goddamn it Kodak Black, and you ain't got no reason to be looking like somebody's uncle who just got out of jail 25 years later, and you're just now starting your life. So that's what these things do. It's voodoo, that wear and tear on your mind, and it shows through your physical after a while. So you want to become youthful. So you have to stay light as the feather. Keep a light mentality, and your actions throughout your day is going towards more creative things that don't lead into depression. And therefore, that's what makes you light as the feather. The feather is an allegory to your thought, and it not being heavy and depressing or being set on a path in one of these religions and things of that nature is how you're able to go into a new experience, a version, just another version of something more better than what you previously was in, which is that religion. Now, getting back to learning how the religion is developed in the first place, we have Venus and Taurus, right? So for the most part, this is the Canaanite god. Anytime the sun is in that alignment, that's what they was calling the Canaanite god. The sun being in a transit that we call Taurus right now, which makes Taurus ruled by the bull, the ability to ball. Shout out to Star Ivy. I'm saying she's a cusp. And therefore, that energy deals with structure and practicality and foundation. And therefore, we see that as the natures that we see during that particular time. So when we make allegories about other alignments and water cycles, we can make a hypothesis of how Venus would interact there. So if Venus deals with love and is in a position in the sky when we see the sun being in Taurus or the moon, then we can make love having to be more practical right now as an esoteric practice, spiritual system, or religion. The ancient knowledge. Thank you so much for the donation. Iman Journey, soul group in this motherfucking thing. Real stuff. I just said motherfucker, then got the nerve to say real stuff. I ain't shit. I mean, I ain't stuff. I ain't. Shout out to the soul group. Oh, I'm saying that's the kid-friendly channel. Light your candles and stuff. Sage, you know what I'm saying? Sage smoke sigils and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The new strawberry vape, sage. Oh, I'm saying YouTube. Real stuff. So, you know, this is real esoteric knowledge about, you know, how we get down when it comes to certain energies being in certain positions, and wise individuals that wander the earth being able to make a mathematical system as above, so below, being able to look at the mathematics and be able to extract a nature out of it. And now we can live out the mind of God, as they would say, and things of that nature. Keep a track of the Sephiroths. So, you know, with Venus being in Bow right now, you may have a love for money, material. You may have a love for your maternal circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Or you may have a love for, if it's not the material version of earth element that it manifests into, the actual ancient knowledge of it, it being an element. You may have a love for making sense out of things. You may have a love for stability, security right now, structure, safety, you know? So people, places, and things around you, if they don't represent that, you may start to feel nervous or start to worry about your circumstance if you planted the right seeds or not when it comes into the situation of Venus being in Taurus. Because Taurus, Venus there have a love for stability. So it doesn't matter if it's dealing with material, maternal, or money, or status or not. It could be inner security. So sometimes we become insecure when we're not secure about what we are expressing externally or what we see via people, places, and things around us that apply to that energy to make us react or respond to it to be secure or not. So we end up being insecure about ourselves, aka creating an internal coding system to block your house that's getting ready to look like a misery. So misery love company, but in order for anyone to get in, they got to walk on eggshells, aka know the codes, the number system, gematria, numerology wise, to your heart to open up that door to and re-innovate and help you clean your house better so it don't look like a misery house anymore. Things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So try not to keep your heart chakras blocked. You'll be surprised what God got for you. Even if it's not necessarily dealing with the actual person, place, or thing that's used as a vessel at the moment to show you as confirmation, you might need to unblock one of these chakras. See what I'm saying? Specifically to unblock one of these chakras. See what I'm saying? Specifically the heart during this particular time of Venus being in Taurus. Now, the way that you have to look at it, you have to actually be practical and make sense too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be loving on individuals, whether they're family, friends, or associates or co-workers that you know don't lead anywhere. So, you know, any demise that you meet future-wise, You can't be blaming any other individual, even if they added more to the percentage scale of the energy that they participated in to make that event. You still allowed it. You get just as much energy back as you do something to someone as you allow someone to do something to you. So always have an equilibrium space. Just as much as you don't be doing stuff to other individuals as far as morals, principles, and virtues, right? Just as much as sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. Don't just be allowing anybody to do something to you and being extremely gullible, thinking that it's some type of God complex and you're just being punished and you have to get over something. No, this is all dealing with your spirit and how strong you is as a spirit and how you're going to withdraw in this world. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. So you better make sure that you're doing it for God, so it's justified even when you have to actually fight fire with fire. And this is what we got court of law for. This is what we got lawyers of things for. And that's why we need other individuals to judge the case, because due to each case, things might be different. There might be two cases of a murder scene, right? But due to the fact of reasonable doubt, one person who created a murder may not serve no jail time. Then the other person might jail serve time due to the fact of reasonable doubt. So that shows you that we're all doing the same thing. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And every now and then you got to fight fire with fire. And don't be scared to do it if it's justified, because you know from the starting point before you participated, you was on the side of God. See what I'm saying? So when you get scared and you got to fight fire with fire, but you know in your heart, your mind, and as a spirit, the space you in, before you created those states of awarenesses, you was on the side of God, and you ain't had that faith and belief and imagination to go ahead and play out that vessel, then you don't believe in God. You don't believe God then. You don't got no faith with God then. You don't walk with God. You got to go inside something. Your spirit got to jump inside of a mind some other human created for you. Thank you so much for the Cash App. In order for you to, Justin, I appreciate that. In order for you to feel safe about your experience, because you wasn't willing to have faith, belief, and imagination with nakedness, with vulnerability, and be open to test your capabilities and incapabilities, and whatever frustration or positive moment derived, that's that spark of new energy you created being in a new space as a spirit without using the old safe havens. So you're closer to God, being outside of the body. To be with God is to be outside of the body, outside of the physical form and the mental form. And therefore, faith, belief, and imagination that is going to be all right. Whatever idea you accumulate, whether frustration or positive event, allows you to have a new idea how to go about something. And it's going to show the current circumstances of full of expectations of how to go about something a whole new way. And whether you're in a circumstance of a negative or positive scenario around other individuals, you are the vessel or the light from God to show other individuals there's new possible ways. You a little small piece of all possibilities down here. That looked like God to me. That looked like God to me. Now, God may have to use you. God may have to use what was in your mind. It was up to me to be a spirit to be able to see God through you. So I need to be wise enough to know God could be right in front of me. And I need to be wise enough to know not to be a fool to be able to see God. And therefore, that's how we all teach each other. Each one teach one. And if you're not having that type of wisdom, then whatever religion you're following is one of the reasons why that witchcraft can't even stop the war right now. Mars right now from going on. And to crane you. Or you just get ready to give me and my soul group another 2,000-year-old argument, and we don't want to hear it. We're tired of it. We had 2,000 years worth of hearing it, and all these bodies and bugs, we keep reincarnating it, doing the same thing, talking about the same thing. Now, for the most part, here's the thing. So, why is it blurry? Clear up, YouTube. Is it blurry for y'all? I don't know why YouTube trying to play with me. But for the most part, yeah, Venus. So, now, I'm about to get into all the signs also. So, just Venus being in Taurus in general. This is going to be, Baal, Bull, or the Canaanite god has made a return to one of its homes, which is the nighttime for it on that cycle when we're tracking it. And then for the most part, this is going to be AKA for the love of money, material, or maternal, or feeling very insecure in that area. If you have planted bad seeds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, YouTube trying to follow me. See, all the algorithms that they got going on right now with the crane you and stuff like that is one of the reasons why they got this going on. Like, it's making everybody's stuff be weird. So I don't know what's going on though. I should have got on the StreamYard just to get on the StreamYard. But all right, so for the most part, starting off with Aries. So for all Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, this is going to be fatal attraction because you're just on the other side of Taurus. So this is going to be fatal attraction, aka your passion. sexual energy, or motives can help or hurt the situation. Dealing with love matters. And remember, love matters not always a person. It could be a place or thing, object, anything that you're willing to compromise with and shit. And stuff like that. So keep that in mind also. Anything that you're willing to compromise with is dealing with the Venus energy. And if you're not doing that in a practical or a stable way, and if you're fire, you could hurt a circumstance or a situation that deals with these things. So if you're fire right now you know how to deal with your element before you come across in that manner. Now, also, when we started to talk about candles, sages, and the Sadducees back in the day, you know what I'm saying? They used to deal with smoke to encapsulate the jinn. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, because jinn, we create forms in the physical world to trap the lighter forms. So the spirit is nothing. So sometimes you could trap a spirit that got their own idea. So they get trapped inside of a form as a space and create their own ideas about that form. If it's a spirit that resonate with that form. And if it's a spirit that already resonate with smoke, that's a spirit that's already trying to get here in this space. So it's already a demon. It's already a fallen angel. So you can encapsulate, take their ideas, use it for yourself. If you start fucking a lot, you know what I'm saying? It might be your child. If you ain't fucking, it becomes your child out of your head, like your baby, your business. But if it's a negative intent, whoever you align with your business or your business itself will meet that physical representation, whether it play out as an event in some way. And that spirit is going to be here trying to find another form to be born. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature, which is nature's, because it already agreed with that nature that it created for itself to become aware. Because we always create forms to mimic the spirit, which is the man, the thought, the mind. You know what I'm saying? So that be the trait that make us be able to share each other's space together with the world that we're creating around our spaces. So one spirit has to become aware. That's a trait, a desire, a halo. Another spirit has to have similar traits. So they're in a similar space in that area with their own individual perspective observation. So they're developing their awareness, which is energy, but it's similar to the spirits that they're around. So traits who's the same feathers flock together type stuff. And that's how we manifest down here also. All the way down to your physical features. That's just as a spirit. You shared a lot of experiences with that spirit. Sharing y'all space, creating a mind around y'all. And the most furthest away spirits just be the ones in your geographical location. But it ain't got nothing to do with your spiritual age or family. I'm saying real stuff. The fireworks and stuff. Like, goddamn it, I'm saying the new ancient sage vapes. Now look, check this out. So Aries, this is gonna be fatal attraction, aka your passions, sex, or your motivations can help or hurt a situation dealing with love matters. Now, on my Taurus is Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, this is gonna be the example on how or how not to be pertaining to the 5 S's, right? Which is the security, stability, support, safety, and shelter. So you're going to be the walking example of how to be or how not to be. So make sure that, you got to be yourself, but, based upon a response that you get from the world, that's going to be the living confirmation and examples and starting points and correspondences to let you know that you need to do some shadow work if you get negative responses, or you're on the right path if you're getting positive responses, or you just ain't doing shit but sitting on your ass if you're getting mundane responses. It ain't nothing going on, but forcing you to learn some witchcraft to try to have something going on. So you got to be careful of that too. It's motherfucking shit. Now, also, so, when it comes to examples on how to be or how not to be yourself. Don't be extra worrying about shit. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself, and, life is going to show you what you need to do and whatever mess you was lost in as far as mentally when you are expressing yourself. Gemini. Now, on my Gemini Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. Now, this is going to be fatal attraction also. So you share similar energies to Aries, just correlated and filtered through your energy, aka being the example on fatal attraction, aka your communication style or way of involving yourself with others can help or hurt a situation via love matters. Where Aries is a fatal attraction, where your passions, sexual energy, or motivations and motives can help or hurt the situation dealing with love matters. Gemini, your way of communication, your communication style, or how you involve yourself with others can help or hurt the circumstance or situation dealing with love matters. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually destroy somebody's love life, or you could put yourself into a situation where your communication style helps someone's, or you could hurt your own love life, or put yourself into a situation where you can help yours. So it's a fatal attraction. It's how you, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. So however you choose to utilize your energy, you have possibilities of creating a fatal attraction. And based on the outcome, that's going to let you know how you was utilizing that energy. It might have been negative or positive. Now, Cancers, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You guys are going to be creating opportunities because it's a sextile, 60-degree angle. You guys are going to be creating opportunities to support others' love matters via comfort, alliance, or the one who provides the space or the place to do so, right? So you guys are going to create the comfortability or the space or the place or just the presence itself in order to, create a sense of Venus and Taurus in some way, where there's a love that makes sense, that's practical, that's worth caring about in some way, shape, or form, whether it's directed towards a business, stability, structure, material, safety. Leo, you guys are going to be creating opportunities. No, you ain't. You guys are going to be needing to learn. This is a 90-degree angle. You guys are going to be needing to learn how to express more stability or security with your actions and creative abilities towards your love matters. So a lot of times during this particular time with Venus going in Taurus, the way you express yourself as a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, and the way you express your creativity or how you go about expressing yourself and your feelings, right, might not appear to be stable to other individuals because you do these things to go for the things that you love. Go for the things that you're willing to compromise with. So your way of compromising with your family, friends, associates, or coworkers may be seen as unpractical during this time or unrational during this time or not making sense during this time. And it might make all the sense in the world in your mind, but due to the fact of that energy not resonating because it's a 90-degree angle with your solar plexus, moon, heart chakra, or the space that you in as a spirit, your ascendant, it might be aligning in that 90-degree angle, and you might think you got the best thing or the best idea is just a slice of peanut butter and pepperoni bread, but at the same time, you might still be wrong because you're only seeing this life through the filtering system of your energies, which is a 90-degree angle from what's going on as without, as above. So as below, as within, check yourself. So you're coming across more rational and practical when you express in the way you feel or when you express your creative abilities around other individuals, being a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. People may get the wrong idea and think your idea may crash down making money off of it or crash down any stability from it, or it may burn bridges. So you want to make sure you're not overly with your fire during this particular time if you're starting to direct that energy towards something that deals with Venus. Love, appreciation, value, relatability, or compromising. That can lead to overindulging and you creating events and experiences that you have to learn how to do things in moderation. And that's the lessons that it teach you once you meet a shadow priest by loving something too much, where the very same thing that you love can destroy you. Then it turns into Mars. Desires and shit. Now, for the most part, for all my Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants out there, right? Now, you guys are going to have a gift. This is a 120-degree angle. So this is Moses. This will be the name that when you get into trying energies and you start to explain it, it's like Paulinian, being a preacher. You're using the Moses allegory right now as far as breaking this down and shit, even though Moses is the arch, the sun. Because a person that say that's pseudo, it ain't pseudo going outside seeing the sun actually do an arch if you're tracking the sun and making mathematics out of it. Nothing pseudo about that. If you go outside and get off Google. So what Google have taught you to be pseudo made you retarded. But peep game, right? We start talking about Virgo. This triune energy, 120 degree. Now this is the gift of being a little more practical, calm, cool, and collected. Because here's the thing: you're Earth, and you got an element in the sky to match you. You got a friend in the sky. Now your friend is fixed, so fixed is more stable and structured. So anytime you're erratic, your nerves is changing, 6th house energy, all the nerve systems that connect all the 3rd house energies, all the double jointed energies, your bones, your livers and shit, right? That's your 6th house, nerve systems. Now, since it's mutable, it eradicate a lot. So a lot of adrenaline go through your veins and make you play out energies like nervous. So Virgos, a lot of times this is what makes y'all develop illnesses and health issues where your nervousness don't be played out a lot of times like other signs. Like a Libra or Sagittarius nervousness sometimes come from fear or them being scared to do something. Virgos nervousness doesn't necessarily always come from being in fear or being in scared or something. They just, sometimes a Virgo might become nervous and start shaky because it's not fear. They might worry how you're thinking about them. And you might be around an aggressive Virgo. So you can't use that word fear with them because they get ready to argue with you or hit you upside your head. But that worry, nervousness is still there. It's just directed in all energies. They worry that you might think about them like they're a pushover. They might extremely come up with ways of actions to show you better not look at them like that. They worry about you looking at them like that, even if they got to beat your ass every day for you to never think that. So the worry energy in Virgos is played out differently than other signs. And sometimes it'll play out too far where your mind bend in on itself, become too much blood adrenaline and whatever chakra and organ that the external world make you want to cling on to that desire to eat and fuck out of, and eventually you develop a physical illness there. And that's why Virgos get cancer the fastest or diabetes the fastest and stuff like that. So it's important for all Virgos to get into some type of spiritual system. I don't even care if it's religion. Don't go arguing it with others, but if you could find something in it that make you have a peace of mind, where your mind is not constantly thinking about things that lead into that worry and stuff, because y'all develop physical illnesses faster than other people, other signs. So if y'all can get into anything that help y'all mind, y'all be better. Y'all live longer and not run to self-sabotaging energies so fast that kind of look like Sagittarius and Pisces things. So this is how Virgos sometimes become druggies or hippies. And the earth element of Virgo itself can't even handle it as much as the shapeless forms of fire and water. So they become the long lost hippie, just like the Sag and Pisces, but be the first one to go to sleep, or the first one to get mentally ill from it, or the first one that need actually psychologists from it and shit like that. So you Virgos got to be careful. But for the most part, yeah, you guys going to have the gift of being a little more practical, calm, cool, and collected when it comes to your worries about love matters during this time, because Taurus is going to give you the attribute for it not to be so eradicated, so you not to have to worry about it to the point you destroy today just worrying too much about tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So you got to peep game. You know what I'm saying? Don't destroy today and shit, and stuff like that, just worrying about tomorrow too much, and then that's how you get flown. With candle light sticks, it works. You know, I like to sometimes use the end of the candle as the end of the incense that I got from a Hebrew Israelite when I was in New York. They got the long incense ones you get light at the end. Sometimes I like to use it to get stuff out my teeth. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? You too. Oh, sad. I was helping some community out on 146th Street between Amsterdam and Harlem and Manhattan. Oh, that's it. That's all. That's it, YouTube. That's it. Light your sage. Get spiritually ascension. Get spiritually ascensionities. Real stuff. Now let's check this out, Libras. Now, my Libras out there, right? You guys are going to be misunderstanding how to communicate in a stable or secure manner, dealing with love matters, right? So, you may have a faulty way or, a faulty logic and reasoning when you're trying to participate with love. Because, see, Venus is your sign, but it's the daytime on your sign. So it's the logic, it's the man, it's the idea of love. Venus is on his nighttime in the throat chakra. So it's in the second house. Taurus is on his nighttime. So it's more of the emotion. It's more of the feeling, how to connect with it. So for the most part, your logic about, all it takes is a conversation. That might not be good enough right now. Just your presence or your consoling or actually doing something from someone, little to no words, might be better for an outcome than you thinking, it just takes a conversation. Or you even not being practical enough with your left brain energies, getting into the yin version of it, because you're in the yang version of it, air, and you need to think practical enough that, okay, the way I'm talking right now may prevent other situations in the future from this family member, friend, associate, or coworker I'm associating with. Because my air energy might present some untrustworthy energy if I'm communicating with someone about love right now or things that we love to do. See what I'm saying? So the daytime of Venus will clash with the nighttime of Venus. So you would think, oh, all I have to do is communicate, and the nighttime of Venus will look at it like it would take the external world and receive it in to see if it makes sense before externalizing it. That's the yin version. And it'd be like, okay, this air element is showing me that this is not practical or things of that nature. So even if I say something, they're showing me actions that the way that they're talking, they'll tell somebody else. Or they'll tell somebody else something else, and this is not rational right now. So let me not add on to this conversation when this Libra just looking at it like, oh, it just takes a conversation. And the Libra have to understand that in conjunction, 150-degree angle, you're going to sin thinking that it takes just a conversation. And the sin is misunderstanding. You inverted your sun, your solar plexus being a Libra. And instead of reaching the direct point, 180 degree, whoever you're directing your energy towards, you missed the point, 150. So it creates a misunderstanding. And that's what a sin is. So from an esoteric astrology perspective, this is how you understand it, how you use it for your life right now, being a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. It ain't just a conversation right now. Venus is in the nighttime version of your rulership. So you're going to feel this energy of wanting to connect with love, same way like Tauruses and low-key Pisces. But at the same time, your way of going about it is going to be in a daytime version. Let me just communicate. And it wants to be received in the nighttime version. What have been done, or what was the connection, right? What was the grounding? What made sense before we start talking? Can I even relate to you? Can I even feel your energy and the set being around your aura before I start opening up to you? And it needs that side of it first, the security side of it first. And you might start talking too much, and that might rub the security side, the feminine side, based upon the masculine side, ideas and talking too much about it, rub it the wrong way. And then the talking may be perceived as trying to manipulate the masculine feminine version of it. And whoever you're relating that energy to, being a Libra, no matter the sign, going to see it through the filtering lens of Venus being in Taurus. And they might be like, this person is trying to talk me into something that they love to do. And it don't seem practical or rational to me. And that's going to be the inner connection of communication you develop with you and another individual, that God language that's not being said verbally. So don't create that circumstance between you and another individual when you're having that devil and angel language with someone. The God's alphabet. The shit that's not said verbally. So you guys can create that. So be more practical about your Venus energy right now. And you automatically take the daytime of it in the nighttime. Not express all your ideas about love. Ideas air about love. Your ruler, Venus. Bringing day to it. Bringing light to it. You know it's in your nighttime version of it. So yeah, you gonna feel the necessary need to still do the Venus stuff, just like Taurus. You got it as modified though. You got to know we're dealing with the cycle of the nighttime of it down here. Perceiving it as earthlings and angel wings. And sapphirats and cherubims and stuff. So, and demons, gotta include y'all. But at the same time, boom, now you know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And now you know, don't put too much light on your version of what we already in by it being in Taurus. But you're that too. You're just the daytime. Don't put too much light, practicalize it, and other people won't see you as you talking to get some out of them, even if you're not, even if that wasn't your intent. You're in the 150-degree angle in conjunction quincunx energy. So just you checking yourself as you being a more spiritual adult, and therefore that's how you ride the current, not get washed up under the current events. Now, getting into Scorpios, there's going to be being the direct opposite energy to what the world is in at the moment, dealing with love matters, aka this puts you in a position where you have to do shadow work or helping others in self-evaluation based on the lessons you have learned with the shit you already went through to have to go through shadow work. So your ability to help others self-reevaluate, that'll be just the external version of you helping somebody get into their own shadow work. And based on those lessons you've learned, right, this is how you're going to manifest your love matters. Pardon me, but you have to be in a position right now where you're either doing shadow work, because just who you are is automatically going to be opposite to the energy that we are experiencing right now. So you might be even in a situation, if you're already in a relationship or relating to other individuals, where you can't do no right, even if you're trying your best to be right. And you might actually be right, but a person may not see it that way due to the fact of Venus being in Taurus. Don't forget, Taurus is a fixed energy also. So people could become a little stubborn if they're not into this. And you watch this. So they don't know that the current as above create current events for them to use their own alignment, and don't let them be a sun, moon, or ascendant in Leo, Taurus, got Scorpio or Aquarius. They're already going to be behind and they don't know this. And the way that they participate with love, they're not going to know about it. But the actions you're going to see from them watching my channel is you're going to see a direct influence of the alignments. Them being a little stubborn and not budging when it comes to the things that they love. Even if you're in a position being a Scorpio, the opposite energy, and you got a better perspective of how they need to look at the situation at hand or whatever that y'all communicating about. So you might be extremely trying to prove to them, got all the proof in the world, pulling out sources and all kind of shit. But at the same time, a person going to still be a little stubborn when it comes to their love matters and stuff like that and the things that they love, not always dealing with people. So you have to understand that if a person is not into spiritual enlightenment right now, as far as what we're breaking down right now. So don't be too hard on yourself creating a job that's not for you. Trying to prove something to someone, just wait till the moods change and their mood will change. And it'll be a much lighter idea and expression and action that God will give us for us to relate to our relationships. See what I'm saying? We talk about Scorpios right now. For Bernard Beasy. We on Scorpios. So, Scorpios, this is going to be being a direct opposite energy to what the world is in at the moment. So just be yourself. Don't be scared to be yourself. That's just you getting ready to create esoteric drawing board energies. In the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, it look like somebody procrastinating, creating excuses and justifications why it makes sense to not come outside and do something, or interact, or communicate, or open your mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. So, like I said, being the direct opposite energy to what the world is in at the moment, dealing with love matters, aka shadow work, or helping others in self-evaluation, helping others get into their shadow work, on lessons learned to involve yourself with in order to manifest your materializing of love matters and things of that nature via person, place, or thing or circumstance that you want in your life as a fruit to eat. Make sure ain't no worms in it. No, I'm talking about now. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and ascendants, right? This gonna be misunderstanding how to express yourself to deal with your emotions properly when it comes to love matters and mental cages you are in. So this can make you an escapist right now. So if you already got a habit, whether it's religion, whether it's a drug, whether it's a needing to talk to a family member, whether it's a make yourself busy, whatever energy that you fulfill something to block insecurity or something, you may do that to an extreme. And Sagittarius is, along with Pisces, have this tendency to blow everything out of proportion. And that goes for religion, spirituality, problems with other individuals. Sagittarius and Pisces have a real weird sense of blowing things out of a proportion due to the fact of being ruled by Jupiter. And then sometimes it becomes a little worse with Pisces because you're co-ruled by Pisces. So it make blowing things out of proportion, Jupiter, go to La La Land. And then you actually have faith, belief, and imagination that whatever you're over-exaggerating about is actually true. So you actually need a straitjacket before the Sagittarius, where the Sagittarius need a straitjacket at the same time you need it. It's just you got to catch them and put them back in the zoo. Somebody left the cage open and they escaped from their cage or some shit like that. So they went and been an adventurer. AKA some lost fire monkey bird that we got to go capture again so we can put the straitjacket on. You was in La La Land and made a whole world that you ain't believe you was in. A fish tank, the cage. So the door was open. You thought you was in a whole nother world inside the cage. So you never thought to run out the cage. So yeah, both y'all need straitjackets. It's just you got one first. So it's the same thing, but we're talking about Sagittarius right now. But y'all going to be over exaggerating anything that deals with love, appreciation, value, and relatability. And if you don't got it in your hands at the moment, you may go to the things that soothe you at the moment that kind of might look like overindulgent. And you might be a Sag who just read too goddamn much. That don't mean you ain't getting up off your ass and doing something today. So all of these things could destroy us. Too much of anything can destroy you. Drinking too much water, reading too much. You just don't know how to look at these things from your mathematical measuring scale and selling esoteric concept algorithm system. You don't know how to weigh your thoughts and direct it in the right way. You can read too much to the point that you haven't done nothing all day. So for the most part, all of these things can hurt you when it's time for God to need you to actually do something in this world with everything that you was receiving in your mind from God. Don't be just letting energy linger around and God waiting for you to do something and you don't do it. God will take it right away from you and give it to someone else and have you mad. You ain't jumped through the window gate. And if you keep playing around with God, God is going to say you ain't even using your mind and take that away from you. Now you ain't even living because you ain't even using your life for nothing. Just like my divine feminine out there. For men like me, make sure it's a man like me in your life. But men like me, that's what you're here for, to support that, to make that man continue to change the world so you don't got to lift a finger at things of that nature. And if you're a man, look for women like women in a soul group that's actually trying to learn. So if you're in the world just around, make sure they got certain traits of knowledge that we're speaking and connecting with on this channel. Therefore, you find someone to make you feel like it's a purpose and something worth caring about to make me want to go to God, create another idea to change the world, to make whatever this form is that don't need to lift a finger, make the world look like that form. Therefore, that person can just walk in that form at ease, being a queen, and you created that world receiving all the funds because we all looking at you like, damn, this is something new. A man. That's something I follow. I follow y'all all day. Come up with teachings about y'all and come up with it, how it deal with astrology and all kind of stuff. Real stuff. Now, for the most part, so Scorpios, just be yourself during this particular time. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are going to experience having to go through that shadow work or being used for the shadow work you have already done, especially if you've been watching my channel and you ain't been bull crapping for the past 3 years. And take that energy to help someone else out who's an esoteric vampire or a parasite at the moment that just might need some help. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's up to them if they're willing to be open for it or not. But, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with you and your manifestations and all the forms is going to come through regardless of what person, place, or thing. You're not lost in a devil and expectations. You're with God. So whatever you're trying to get, God will bring any person, place, or thing in your life to fulfill that. You just make sure you put the energy work in, regardless if it appears to be like that in front of you at the moment of a person, place, or thing. You just make sure you do your part, and regardless of the current person, place, or thing is aligning themselves with it or not, that's their own journey. God will always put you in a situation and just use that as an example of the know-how of how to put yourself in a position around people, places, and things that God is really trying to put for you. So don't be scared of shadow work and putting in the actual work so it's not a shadow no more. You see the light and you actually got the know-how. And because God is about knowing. So believe everything, but don't believe in nothing. Because when you believe everything, you know belief deals with things that haven't been proven. But then when you don't believe in nothing, right? For the most part, you're with God. That deals with knowing. You're supposed to already know. So you're already walking with God. So you already got faith and belief and imagination. You already know what you're doing. You already know what you're doing. You ain't inside no form of thought, no train of thought, no new logic of thought. You with God before thought was created. So whatever thought you create, God get ready to get that to you to teach everybody who lost in thoughts. Hells. There ain't no better way to thank God after that. Ain't no better way to thank God after that. I thank you, God. Real stuff. That's how you find God, not these names and titles. God don't deal. You go there with a name and title and tell God you was all possibilities. You was casting demons out and stuff like that. God don't know what you talking about. It's confusing. God don't even deal with language. You got to know the language of God. It deal with vibrations. So you ain't even with God if you always in victimizing mode. Your spaceship is somewhere low, vibrating low. God like high stuff and it ain't even high. More expansive that's way separate from anything that's slow vibrational. So that's the only way to God. I don't know what y'all be lost in down here, but when angels down here, it don't like it. But sometimes our problems, we love humanity too much. But humanity let us down because humanity don't never just want to be a part. So we can go ahead and manifest. That's all angels asking. Stop doing what we already did first. If all y'all showing us is y'all complaining about what y'all helped create. So if angels was here first and telling y'all this is the way to go, it's an angel showing you we already did what you did. That's why we talk like this. With conviction. So if you're tired, let's go. Let's go. Get in the back seat. Get in the passenger seat. Learn how to get your pilot license so you can go get a vehicle. Let's go. What are you waiting for? The hell? Y'all humans are slow for no reason. And I don't see nothing stopping. I don't see the sun stopping. I don't see the wind stopping. I just see humans sitting on couches stopping. Y'all the only ones who don't go with nature. Humans the only ones who's lost in the world with these religions, these languages and stuff. Y'all the only ones not practicing it. You will have a whole Christian or somebody talking about their religion and not even practicing what it means. A God is a certain time of the day for you to practice that as above, so below, so you can receive that new idea and bring some new mathematics down here. Thank God for it. Y'all somewhere just talking about it based on other men's perspective. Y'all all lost in the world. Y'all all frozen yourselves and mummified. This is the Walking Dead down here. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I really don't know what's wrong with y'all. But Sagittarius is misunderstanding how to express yourself or deal with your emotions properly when it comes to your love matters or mental cages that you're in. So make sure that you're being a little bit more practical so you don't create a 180-degree angle, which is a quincunx, because you guys are in that energy also. Now, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. This is going to be the gift of being more stable or patient when it comes into your ability to build or be more useful to yourself and others towards love matters. So you're kind of in the same situation as Virgo, just not mutable, more cardinal. So Virgo and Capricorn is going to have the access and the ability to be more stable, structured, fixated, the fixed element of the energy. So you're going to get help. So where Capricorns might be so yancy to start something, and Virgos might be so worrying that something may not be structured right, both of you guys going to have access to be a little bit more calm and collected or utilize patience to make something a little bit more perfected and understand that ain't nothing perfect, just the imperfections, and what's perfect for you is the word that is pointing to, or the space that that word is describing. When you go there as a location, as a practice, as a space to observe all the states of awarenesses we derive from it mentally as a virtue and principle, to practice that as above, as without, as within, so below, and create words about it. Brains out of that mind. So, for the most part, these brass knuckle incense oil sticks I bought from a Hebrew Israelite. You can light it up and wear it and like lick it. Got flavor on it and stuff like that. And it's smoked like a vape sometimes with candlesticks. Sad, but yeah. So, all you Capricorns, make sure that what you're initiating right now, this may not, now here's where it could play out negative for all my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. This may not be a necessary time to initiate anything. You need to be trying to structure something that have already been initiated. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to initiate a new relationship or a new business or something like that due to the fact of something previously not working, then those are just correspondences of you planting bad seeds and you reaping what you sow at the moment. And you might need to go ahead and soak in that until Venus get about these energies. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you had planted good seeds and you're already in something and you're meeting minor frustrations, but it ain't really that large conclusion that you need to burn a bridge or separate from that business in a totality, then you need to take this whole time that Venus being in Taurus to use that patience, structure, that mobility of safety, security, and shelter for that initiation energy. And therefore, instead of you initiating something new, you initiating new fixated things. And therefore, your Capricorn energy is going to be directed in the right area with ease, with less to no problems, if you do it the right way. Because you're always going to meet problems and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the most part, when we start to talk about motherfucking Pisces, somebody said do a dating show. SG dating show. Yeah, that'll be for y'all, soul group. My dating show be some consort shit. Y'all could be community dick and pussy and have fun with that. Y'all say real shit. Y'all say real shit. Once I go to God, that's off limits to me. But I will create circumstances and situations for y'all to do that, for y'all to all to get together and stuff like that. That's what y'all to do. I'm saying real stuff. So everybody has some real consort shit going on in this motherfucker shit. Oh shit. Yay. When we start talking about Aquarius, needing to learn how to associate yourself with the right associations or thought patterns that lead to more stability, security for the foundation worth supporting in love matters. So this is what y'all got to make sure too when it comes to those energies. Needing to learn how to associate yourself with the right associations, because it's going to be a 90-degree angle, and what you are associated with via person, place, or thing in some magnitude might be a circumstance of you might not be participating in anything that's practical, anything that's stable. See, now y'all see what y'all started. Now y'all got dudes in the chat talking about drop your IG and all this stuff. Yeah, but yeah, y'all have at it. Y'all have at it. That was that real shit. All y'all off limits when it comes to my personal business and shit, though. I'm saying real shit, just know that. But I will set up events and stuff like that for all y'all can participate in y'all energies and stuff. I'm saying real shit. But when it comes to Aquarius, this is what you need to understand, right? Needing to learn how to associate yourself with the right associations. Therefore, patterns that leads to more stability, security, for a foundation worth supporting. Now, here's the thing: y'all gotta make sure it's worth supporting in some way, shape, or form. If it ain't practical, it ain't got no money out of it and shit like that, you associate it with the wrong family member. Now, everything ain't about money, like I told you. It could be the speculative side of it too. Earth practicality, the earth making sense, security, and things of that nature. So a lot of times you just might need to see the signs of security. You might just need to see the signs of, you know what I'm saying, mobility and structure and foundation and shit like that. And therefore, that can be the metaphysical version of business that can manifest as the physical version of business. That'll be the right associates or associations that you could build upon that may not create no Babylon tearing down tower stories and shit like that, based upon people not being able to agree on terms and conditions. You know what I'm saying? So that's for Aquariuses. So y'all got to make sure that y'all are associated with the right associations that's more correlated with Taurus energy. And you might got a lot of family or friends and things of that nature that may not put you in that energy. You might be associated with them, but it is not practical. It doesn't make sense. Like that person might just make you broke. Or the other person might not add on to your ideas. Or the other person might can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You too good, like strawberry, like slime sticks and stuff like that. I got this from a Hebrew Israelite in New York. You could light it at the end and like blow it around like sage. Use it at the other end like a toothpick, like an incense. Like you do a lot of stuff with it. So you know what I'm saying? Real stuff like sage smoke vape. You know what I'm talking about? YouTube. Oh, I'm saying real stuff. Real stuff. Now, here's the thing, right? When we start to talk about Pisces, this is going to be opportunities to support others with your emotional stance on dreams, creativity, or business and security when it comes to love matters. So you guys are going to be able to utilize your support, whether that's emotionally, your creative gifts and talents, your emotional stance. Someone may not have the right emotional stance or the intellect to go about their actions or something like that. And you might have did some self-evaluation where you got that way to go about it. And therefore, this puts you in a situation where you can help another individual. And then that's how you're able to magnitude the magnifying glass and bring that light down here and manifest and materialize to a certain degree. So just know it's a sextile energy too. So it's opportunities. So for the most part, you get all opportunities ain't good opportunities. Some opportunities could be a recipe to disaster. Other opportunities could, lead to prosperity into the relationship to go into the heavenly waters and lands and things of that nature. But it's going to be all up to you how you participate with this energy due to the fact of it being a sextile 60-degree angle. So opportunities to support others with your emotional stance or dreams, creativity, or business matters, and security levels when it comes to love matters and things of that nature. So keep that in mind too. Now I gotta break down the houses. You know what I'm saying? Because the houses represent each area of your life. So, the houses is going to let you know what area of life all this energy I just broke down going to play out in. So for the most part, you could overindulge or you could do things rational and practical. But what area of life is the house that you got Taurus in? And that's going to be the area that you need to do these things, or you're going to start to witness these events and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Why is you on this page? Get your ass out of here. Why the hell is this bitch on the page? God damn it, all them troll pages you got on my other goddamn page. You don't get to come in this page or come on my live stream over here and use your regular page. What the hell? Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy. Oh, what the hell? In here chatting up with the chat. Get your float firebird monkey face out of here. I'm not for the dopes anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attracting no more retards. You know what I'm saying? You got to have like a good mind on your shoulders on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, a good mind on your shoulders on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Because my channel is for intellectuals, people that's actually trying to do things in real life, not for people who just sit around on their ass and create troll pages and stuff like that. That's not what spirituality is about. You know what I'm saying? That spirituality ain't about just being entertained. So I don't want to attract no more people like that. This is why I don't got no school right now. People making weird things personal for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know you from a hole in a wall. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got no time to be having people think it's like that in real life, what makes them make troll pages and stuff like that. No, we gotta be an adult spiritually. You know what I'm saying? When we're an adult spiritually, then you might could come back. But you know what I'm saying? Right now, it's not needed. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to wake the world up in new ways and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All that old and outdated ways that you got going on to create a troll page and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're in a new world right now. We're not in the communitisms. We're not in none of that. Right. She ain't even apologize. You don't just come in the chat. You don't even apologize or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Real stuff. Like it's too much Shalom golems. Well, like really weak witchcraft. But when I get too much negative intent towards what I got going, that's wasting time and slowing things up. I just need to wake up new spirits and stuff like that, so these clouds speed up so we can start manifesting things in real life. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, because I'm trying to take over the world. I got to start participating in real life, which is why I'm about to hop on the road and stuff. I don't need no negative fart clouds floating around. No negative fart clouds. People just getting the wrong idea. I'm trying to stop war and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop war. I'm trying to bring the divine masculine and feminine down on earth and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time for someone who just can't hop in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get with the program. I've been teaching for too long. Too long, so I can't waste my breath on the dopes anymore. That's the conclusion I came to. I can't really waste my breath on the dopes anymore. So I gotta actually evolve. And even if I gotta show it, I gotta actually evolve and actually do these things. Cause you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of individual, I live in a building. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got the water on, the heat and stuff like that, I stay upstairs in the building. But I'm just like conflicting because I gotta have an actual care. You know what I'm saying? To actually do something. Cause like I don't want nobody to forget. I still got a daughter. But my daughter got a connection with my mother. So it's not like I'm even in a situation where that would be cool to bring my daughter with me. Like that's not even the system we set up. Like I'm the reason no one's even working. You see what I'm saying? So at some point, that was what God was planning for me to be Archangel Uriel. So that's why I be saying I don't got no family or anything of that nature. I'm not saying I'm about to stop taking care of my daughter. I'm saying they're taken care of. And God did that for a reason. For me to have enough time to take over the world without no weird pressures lingering around my head. So that's why I want to get into real estate now, whatever like that, because I already got my 1-2 taken care of. So it's wasting time if I'm not doing anything God is putting me in as far as another situation. So if I know the city I'm in and this is already straight, then why not expand and things of that nature? Especially if I'm Archangel Uriel, that's what it's for. Ain't for me to sit still and motherfucker, just be retarded. Like I ain't got all this knowledge for no reason. I ain't make all this music and these songs for no reason. What I do all that for if I'm not trying to shoot no videos for it? If I'm not trying, what's the purpose? For me to sit somewhere on a couch and look at it? That's retarded. Now, just because I'm in a situation where I don't really got no real support, I'm talking about personally, right? If I don't speak it and I don't say it, nobody else will pay attention to it. No one else will know about it. So I have to make sure I speak it, whether it's negative, positive. I'm my own best friend. I can't sit around and wait for someone else to promote it or someone else to help me out or do like everybody else did. That's why I don't even like when people start talking about, especially online, anybody start talking like they did something themselves. No, they didn't. Tell them to break down their story. It's always somebody else and something else. Just like all the way down to Cat Williams. He had somebody put him in some type of house or Airbnb or something like that. Oh yeah, I'm about to get into my email right now. After this live stream, I've been doing readings. Shout out to Hey You, I appreciate that. I'm for sure this time. Is that I get into 1 or 2 emails and that be readings. I gotta post the thing of how to go about readings too, for everybody that's brand new. But I can't sit around and wait for that. So I gotta do everything for myself. But I know in the world, hard work's supposed to pay off. So by me not seeing that, and that's how anybody got on, it has let me know that okay, I'm more superior in some way. I'm saying I'm more superior because I'm able to be in a position I could do it by myself and can't no other human in existence talk against me because I'm able to poke holes in anybody, even people who claim they did something by themselves. I could poke hole in it. I could poke hole in Lil Wayne. I could poke hole in anybody y'all see online talk about they did something by themselves. I bet they was on somebody else's platform. Somebody gave them a recommendation. Somebody gave them a big homie religion. Something. The only reason you know about me is because of me and my rituals and spells. That's it. I'm self-taught, self-promotion, self-everything. So that's why people y'all see as like big homies and stuff online and stuff like that, they look at me in that same energy. They don't look at me like, so they're threatened. So they rather just watch me from a distance and act like they don't know me or something like that. Because I do this in real life. I'm a little big homie. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I was always the little big homie. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I was the big homie to the big homies. Real shit. I always have my own way of doing things. I got my own style. I'm saying I got my own sophistication. I handle myself my own kind of way. So when you're around people, especially like in the hood, that's unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar because a person has certain expectations based on your facial expressions, your body language, and what you wear when you're in the hood, when you're in urban areas. People you interact with got certain expectations based on how their mind is built. You know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to Bro Sanchez. Y'all know I ain't talking about Bro Sanchez. As many times I shout out Bro Sanchez and shout out Young Pharaoh too. But when you in the hood, right? Motherfucking, a person got certain expectations. And if you don't play out those expectations, a person is going to wonder why. So they might start trying to test it. And your ability to deal with how that person testing it, because they don't know what they're doing. Your ability to know what you're doing, not allow that to happen. You're showing mental superiority over an individual. You're showing them that they can't do what they do with you, what's normal with how people interact, being on a negative or positive end of that stick. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, right, when you learn that, you learn how to deal with all kind of people. And you always outside the box looking at other people's interactions, but they never direct that interaction towards you. But that's just the way humans be interacting with each other. Thank you so much for the donation, Murphac, the 87 Sparker. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So, that's how people is normal, because the shadow government train everybody to be weak emotionally. Or it would be no such thing as grown-ass men going to Mars. Replace the M with W. Right? This witchcraft should be stopping people from going to Mars and killing each other. But it don't. So I refuse to even be listening to a lot of that crap and stuff like that, because it don't even be making any sense. Why ain't none of that witchcraft or any of that is working to stop any of these Mars? Without the M and put the W there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, this is kind of funky right now. So we got to see what world we in and learn how to not get taken advantage of and stuff. Because we just be getting taken advantage of mentally. And then we built what we got taken advantage of physically. And then we got the nerve to complain about our surroundings and our living conditions. But we don't be wanting to come together and do something different. The divine feminine don't really be wanting to support the divine masculine. And the divine masculine don't be knowing how to shape and form the divine feminine to make the divine feminine be filtered through in their life as an actual female to actually look at something worth being submissive to or supporting. So men don't know how to change a form, and female don't know how to look like a form. So a female didn't have the masculine representations in their life to know how to appear or to know how to look or to know what to support. And the divine masculine did not have no representation in the world to know what to change, to know what's outdated, to know what you need to be as a vessel to change something new in this world, to support whatever new form that you want, as that can manifest as a physical version of the divine feminine, that could be the object of a person, place, or thing that actually deserve to be in your presence. And you're not developing a whole bunch of resistance energy between that person, place, or object, or that thing. So when a man don't have the divine masculine as an example due to their uncles, the men, their siblings, their father, where they direct their divine masculine energy towards is the shadow man concepts. Their jobs that they don't allow you to be in, so you're in survival and frustration mode. So the next two paths is jail or hell. And if you're going to be successful, you're going through a physical version of jail or hell mentally just to become successful. Then when you get there with so much chips on your shoulders, so much resentment, so much unfulfillment, you might just look like the red pill community after that. So at the same time, the divine masculine is traumatized with generational curses. And the divine feminine, they don't have nothing to look at to know what to be as, so they can play that esoteric stable chair with no screws loose. All the screws is connected, so the foundation ain't shaky and the house remain clean based upon the foundation being the building and the layer in the first blocks of a house and a foundation. So a female don't even know what that is because there's no divine masculine there to have a brick, to even look at the brick to be like, this is dirty and this should be here in this position and this should be here and this should be a countertop and this room should be used for this. That's not even there to even know what to look like to support that. So they look like what the shadow government create. Puppets to go down shadow priests when you act out those traits, to look like Glorilla or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So now, when a divine masculine and a divine feminine get filtered through male and females down here trying to become adults, real men and women, real thought patterns, real feeling patterns, emotion patterns to bring them together, real mentality, children, we're confused. We don't know how to do it because we're all unbalanced. What are our hormonal imbalance mentally? Testosterone, our ability to utilize logic, divine masculine, your ego, and our estrogen, your esoteric ability to shape and form your emotion, volume, your divine feminine. So for the most part, your velocity, masculine, and your volume, feminine, they get confused when we're the actual organs that we made and we're using it as an androgynous spirit to relate to each other down here. It's hard for us to connect together again as one because the shadow government got us in divide and conquer. And what I just broke down are allegories and correspondences of seeing how it's being played out in front of us before you get lost in words and want to use that term that a Greek even gave you, pseudo. How about going outside and look at what I'm telling you as an actual result of what we experience every day for us to even have gender wars? You see what I'm saying? And that's the beginning of the battle. That's the start of the battle. We need to create our own formations of what it means to marry each other, spiritual ships, other than relationships, and all these different contexts where the starting basis of how we're getting into these relationships are not on the shadow government pretenses or premises, which separates it from being in a relationship and now it's a spiritual ship. Because the starting point, however something starts, is how it ends. When you start something on spiritual basis, y'all starting that relationship based on being into the same things. Whether y'all got the material or the maternal or the status or the physical representations of that yet. Y'all got faith, belief, and imagination, a mental form of God. And love the right way. The love for God, not the love for, I feel unsafe because this person ain't got a car. This person ain't got no job. This person, wait a minute. That might be wrong from the jump because a person is paying more attention to doing those things other than using those things for the original starting point, a creative gift or talent. So if you're spiritual enough, you're supposed to see from a distance. God's supposed to show you a person who's at a job and that check is not used for their creative gifts. That's a person that's going to die having a job. So you joining a relationship with them is not a godly relationship, whether y'all got a religious system or not. It's not going to lead to y'all gifts or talents. It's just going to lead to y'all wanting to look familiar to society based upon social engineering. So it looks normal to have a job. It don't look normal to have an idea of why you need that job for. And therefore, if you really have a lot of faith, belief, and imagination, and you wasn't indoctrinated, privy to a lot of information that your parents was GMO about, so your subconscious mind ain't developed those self-identifying negative traits so you can actually experience it and think you prove yourself right. If you've been talked to with good knowledge, like you gonna be somebody when you grow up, if you've been taught good and things of that nature, then for the most part, you won't be in those circumstances. You'll be free from them traits to have better ideas, to go what you're supposed to go for and shit like that, which is not having all this negative desires and blockages and weird peer pressures that society engineering give you and shit like that. You're able to be more free to express more your creative gifts and talents. And therefore, when you're more in that space, you might not even need a job. God will put you in a position where your creative gifts and talents become your job. Now you're getting paid for something you love to do. And it takes less of your time out of the universe to obtain more of the universe. When someone who wanting to be put more time into looking normal and familiar, which is technically an agent, they have to give more of their time for little out the world and little crumbs from the universe. And therefore, anytime you got caught in a weird conundrum due to the fact of a generational curse, but you're listening to me right now, you might have already manifested having to give more of your time for little out the world. But now you know, whatever job you got, let me develop a starting point, an idea that this money can go towards. And therefore, you can start reaping what you sow so you can add more percentage level on getting yourself out of this circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how long it take, as long as you know that's the goal, so you know that you're going to reach that destination before someone else who is oblivious to what's going on spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the donation. Hey, you. Real stuff. And I am going to write a book. I just need a female to be submissive. So that's a real man's version of being submissive. I ain't got time to sit down and be the secretary of coming up with the website and all that. Even if I know what website it is, I could do it myself. Yeah, I could do it myself all day. But as an angel, a real man, I start thinking like, well, goddamn, what the fuck is the point of the divine feminine? What is the purpose there? I'm not doing shit until I make a divine feminine do that. That's what it's for. Or if I do it myself, I'm just up here teaching everybody to be little boys. Men how to do it and women how to do it for themselves. And then the whole world's still in gender wars. So it's like, no. I could teach it, but I still want to teach it the right way how it's going to be done. Mother trucker. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? I know. I could go to the website. I could go to WordPress. I got WordPress. I'm Archangel Uriel. No. You know what I'm saying? I went through all the sonic hold down AB real fast and all around India and the mine and floating in Africa and came back to America with the knowledge. You a female, divine feminine, support it. AKA, hey Dolo, I know this website right here. Let's go somewhere in a room and do what John Edward D and Kelly did. Okay, that's a divine union. I'm giving you the knowledge God gave me, and it's going through you as a vessel to make sure it's a manuscript and we get rich. And it's in your name. So when I die, all the kids still get the submissive energy. The woman and everything in her name. The man came up with the idea that changed the world to make that object that the female getting the things in her name through. The man was here to create that form. That was my duty. I don't want nothing in my name. I'm saying I'm already used to paying off things that ain't in my name if it's more helpful to me. You know what I'm saying? And God showed me that was the right way. Because I could go do that elsewhere and my daughter taken care of. You know what I'm saying? The person she with, she gonna be with, taken care of. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's God showing me confirmation. Hey, that might be the right way to do things. Or God wouldn't be putting things in my way to show me it's possible. So either I do it to make it look like it, because God gave it to me to make it be possible, or I don't believe in God did, or I don't believe God did. I must don't believe God. I must be inside something. I must believe in something that's going to lead into victimizing or something else, and then I'm just going to look like everybody else online, just talking a good game. Really not doing it in the world. That's why I need to build a female's channel too. You gotta be serious though. I just got online and checked in a few messages last night. So I see a lot of y'all. I didn't even know. I mean, I kind of knew, but I don't be invested. I be with God. So when God tell me to go back and protect the little boys, divine masculine, and the women down here, the divine feminine, then that's when I start to look at stuff. And okay, I see a lot of y'all tarot card and stuff like that. I think so. That's what I'm invested in. I just got to see consistency and seriousness, and I'm all in and things of that nature. So I've been seeing cards flip this shit and things of that nature. The Iman journey, ways. Who else? I've been seeing little cards being flipped and stuff like that. I see it. I see people who uploading, the men and the women. I don't see it. So when the situation is right and I got the building, y'all already in my mind for being first teachers and stuff like that. When I start to get the money system together and stuff. The little soul group dance channel. All right, I'm about to start promoting that more. And then on YouTube and stuff, because every time anybody make music in the soul group, especially me, don't forget, I'm the anchor of the shit, right? That's going to be used as an anchor to promote. And when I start doing music videos, flight videos and stuff in cities like we've been doing, right? This build a rapport. So on my video vixen, my video models and stuff like that, this allows you to be seen from the world who y'all know copying us all the way down to the shadow government, for even celebrities that do videos to be like, damn, who was that? Now y'all getting paid. Now y'all could be little Krishans and stuff like that. AKA, y'all ain't got to be messy, but you can get that check. You know what I'm saying? So that's a soul group opportunity for all my soul group models and things of that nature. And it ain't got to be just music videos, modeling the clothes we make, you know what I'm saying, candles and stuff like that, and us becoming creative. I'm the man with all the ideas. So when we start to ponder over the table, the stuff we're going to be talking about is stuff like this. Making commercials and stuff and making it look just as good as regular commercials and stuff like that. And then make a bunch of YouTube pages and other pages and to upload these things and create revenue and creative stuff that look like the same things the shadow government got us lost in. Commercials, news networking, Galileas, art shows, lectures. You know what I'm saying? And then we just build it and build it and build it. And then we're showing the world how to do it in a better way while getting a check. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm trying to get everybody involved. This is how you help a community. I'm not just here for me to get attention. I'm here to make it better for everyone. And that's how you help the divine feminine. So y'all don't be in no weird energy to feel like you have to be, you could be Ice Spice right now if we all come together and we all give each other attention. Then all the audience that Ice Spice got, y'all can get it too. Then we got shows. So what makes you different from her if we're doing shows too and we're getting views too? And then we getting put in situations where you're getting paid off your music too. Because I'm going to teach you how to do that. You think I don't do this? I could have went live on my other channel. All I got to do is play a song that I got uploaded on other apps. That's it. I don't care if that channel monetized or not. So for the most part, and I've been doing this for the past 10 years. Before monetization, I've been learning how to get paid off my music through websites and stuff like that. So for the most part, it ain't a thing but a chicken wing. But what I'm trying to say is, we all here to create something new. You just need a man first, the divine masculine, whether it's a man or not, an idea that look like it's a more comfortable way of doing something, and then a divine feminine. Support it. So when you do it, it's at ease. And you're able to be seen in the same position as other individuals without even having to put in as much work. AKA, talk to as many people. All these men you're going to be coming across that you know got a other idea before the initial idea. So you know you have to communicate, open your inbox. You know you have to interact, show up at places, but it still might be disingenuous because, you know, people are having second agendas just to get in your panties for the sake of you wanting to maintain an industry when if you were a soul group, you already know the starting points ain't even on that type of time, yet the world is going to be gravitating towards you because of what you're into mentally and what community you're part of. So it's already half of the battle being won without going through all the demonic stuff the average individuals we see that we want to be in their positions are in. That's what it means, using the divine masculine and divine feminine. That's what it means being a real man and being a real woman and having something to support and me expressing something that you can see from a distance like, that don't sound too bad to be submissive to. That don't sound too bad to support. That look like that helped me and him. Reciprocation. Reciprocity, whatever the word is called. That's what that sound like to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what that sound like to me. Now, the problem is we don't get with the program. That's the problem. We got all these built up insecurities, all these Walt Disney concepts they already got us in to make us not see that. So we get scared to do that because we think if we participate, the people around us that's already agents, family, friends, associates, and coworkers may look at us like failures. And then we may even justify and identify with that trait because the Western Roman retarded mind may got us thinking that they got us into magical thinking about something before we even experience it. So we might use what's already familiar, how the shadow government created things and how these people who are already agents around us by default, they don't mean no harm, put us in to the point that we might refuse to participate because we coming up in our own mind. If this don't be successful as far as the relationship or business that you're going for, then you thinking about it even worse. So you might be even scared to even jump into something due to the fact of all the allegories they got us in to even jump into that, thinking that it might not even work. So I prove this person right. So let me stay safe and vice versa, still a reverse psychology of you holding yourself back. So you stand complacent, docile. You might think it's playing safe, but it's also allowing you to not expand, not move on, not transform. And you have to look at rejection or opposition or failure as different tools and artillery to your spaceship to go into your position. And without those tools, you wouldn't be able to get to your next destination. And any destination you want to go to takes that mathematical algorithm craft. And if you're scared of rejection, opposition, failure, and what people you think expect from you, all of those are energies. That's free energy. Fear and being scared is energies that if you just do, regardless of what it look like, you got so much energy to transmute, you won't have no choice but to develop an idea and an action and a feeling that develop as a something that God will put you in a position to be used as a vessel to show everybody that you thought expected something from you. You will prove them wrong. Just because you was willing to have that faith, belief, and imagination with God. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. Thank you so much for the donation. Madam Sister, soul group in this thing. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But this is real stuff. Real stuff. And for the most part, when you're not able to have that faith, belief, and imagination, you're directing that godly power, faith, belief, and imagination, magical thinking, and directing that speculativism in the wrong area. So when you start to put faith, belief, and imagination into things like safe havens, stuff that holds you back, things that you're already familiar with, that don't allow you to expand, you're shaking hands with the devil. The devil can only give you ideas how to make that household of misery more bigger, more rooms you could get lost in your mind temple. And you would justify why you never need to leave the house because you have everything that you want inside. Two, you start to manifest the external representation of it. Isolation. No one wants to play with your frog. What about my frog? No one wants to come to your little league baseball team, football in the hood, concession stand table, but sitting on the back of the truck to go get some ice cream because none of your fruit is fruitful in front of your esoteric lawn, in front of your misery love company house. In your backyard, you don't know how to plant no good seeds to make no good fruit to present yourself in the front of your house, aka you don't got no good game to sell. So no one's buying what you're selling. So you end up being isolated in a neighborhood full of other people, but you still feel alone. So this is how you feel like you're manifesting in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You're around everybody else, family, friends, and associates and coworkers, still feeling alone. Because this is what you're creating in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. You're in a neighborhood around everybody, but no one wants to come to your house, and no one wants you to come to their house because everyone has to walk on eggshells. You dirty everyone else's house up, and you don't know how to clean your house or plant good seeds in your backyard. Your shadow work. So the fruit that you present in the front yard got ants in it when you try to put it on your concession stand table. Who wants to come to your yard and be eating your fruit? It's not fruitful being around you. We're not manifesting. We're not sharing ideas. There's no reciprocation, no reciprocity, whatever that word is. There's no openness. Heart chakras is blocked. When I bite this fruit, it's nasty. It's a dry shrivel up shroom, a watermelon. Some crackhead watermelon. I don't want no crackhead watermelon that you get from BJ Allen's at the fireworks place. Know what I'm saying? And this the only fruit you creating. So of course you always creating a second question energy with yourself. You're manifesting me to feel that way every time I come to your yard. I'm gonna go to next door. I'm gonna go across the street. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So you have to peep motherfucking game. And for the most part, when you don't understand that, you got to do a little bit of shadow work. Go in your household, look at it like, damn, this dirty. I need to go ahead and re-innovate. Shadow work. So when I go in my backyard and plant some seeds, I got good olive trees. Then when the fruit that grow off of it, I can put it in the front yard on a concession stand. Now people might want to be around me and I don't have to feel insecure about being around others. And now we can share fruit. And now you can manifest with the community again. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the Cash App, Justin. Pardon me. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Now you can participate with a community again without all these weird insecurities. Because your security system, you can leave your doors open. Because you ain't got to worry about people seeing something inside of your house. Your house is clean. You ain't sweep nothing under the rug for people to walk in your house to see. You ain't got no spoiled milk that you just mopped up under the refrigerator with a dry mop with no Pine Sol or Mr. Clean. And when we go in your room, your occult 8th house, you ain't got no Tory Lanez and his father in your closet. No skeleton heads in your closet. And you ain't got no Monster Inc. cartoons up underneath your bed. Thank you so much for the donation via Izzo Soul Group of this thing. I appreciate that for the bottom of my heart. Real shit, real stuff. So you good to go. And you're in a neighborhood that you ain't got to worry about nobody stealing no fruit. Running in your house, stealing your ideas, stealing pictures off your wall that you created as a Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in a neighborhood full of other people who are already doing that for themselves. So you ain't got to be insecure. Everybody just could bring their artwork outside. Everybody could just bring their fruit from the backyard to the front yard. And now we can all have a bomb-ass block party. Now, the shadow government might be like, if we live in Babylon and use their shit, they might try to shut it down. They might be like, what is all y'all coming together? In a 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, they might call us radicals. Say we a community try to create a religion that's against the government or something, which we're not. But for the most part, that's what we need to do in the spiritual world when it comes to connecting so we don't harm each other physically in the physical world. But it takes everybody on the street to participate. We can't have one person never cutting their grass. Every time they put fruit on the front, it attract a bunch of flies. It make the next door neighbors always want to call the police force in Babylon to tell this person to cut their grass. They can't never cut. They don't never look out for the snakes and rodents in their grass. So this person fruit be bad because they too busy paying attention to all the weeds and the high grass. So we see them in a 1, 2, and 3rd dimension as constantly their witchcraft never work. They're constantly getting manipulated, taken advantage of other individuals and stuff. So in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, this person, they're not just doing no yard work, no good farming, no good astrology, astronomy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing in the esoteric world. And we got to help these people. You have to become the more spiritual adult down here and stuff like that, where you help these people. And if they don't want to be helped, let them suffer in hell. But that don't mean you're not going to get what God given you. You'll never be less than. But whatever form God create in the form you're in is smaller than it. So you'll be able to use that bigger form in your lesser world to do some great things. So for the most part, you'll only be blessed if you're getting it from God. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, this puts you in a situation where that's what you need to understand. And, you know, you're going to get that blessing from God in any type of attribute, regardless if that energy that you was trying to give to another demon that's a human lost in their insecurities, receive it or not. That's on them, and they will meet their demise, but you won't. You know what I'm saying? You won't. And at the end of the day, you're the only one you need to worry about. You know what I'm saying? You got 20 more minutes. At the end of the day, you're the only one you need to be worrying about. You don't need to be worrying about another person and their trauma and things of that nature. But you can care all day. You directing that care energy in the right area because you know that you want to transmute. You want to manifest. And that's what you're here to only worry about. And since it's teamwork makes the dream work, every now and then look like you're using others. But you're doing it in God's way. So your witchcraft and ritual, you're doing it for yourself to influence others. You're not using others to influence something for you. And that becomes demonic witchcraft where you get blood on your hands, or voodoo, or witchcraft and shamanism, or love spells. No, you using yourself where God give you the creative gift and talent for you to express something, and that becomes the influence. And then God use a person, place, or thing with that influence to manifest what you need, and you become useful for another individual. When you only know how to use others for what you trying to manifest, that's witchcraft negatively. So you don't have a gift or a talent that you can express. You're just using other people's gifts or talents or their abilities and try to make yourself appear to be important with your weak witchcraft and inverted witchcraft. And therefore, if you're not around a fool, then it can only work for so long. And then once you're drinking and getting from that individual what you need mentally or physically, you end up treating them like they ain't shit and seeing if you could go get it elsewhere in a bigger magnitude. So now you're on your path to start to reach a shadow priest because you're acting out Luciferian energies right now where you think you are better than who you are, and you're leaving the energy that God gave you as a confirmation of what level you're on. But you think you're on a different level. And when you go try to get it, God gonna show you ain't gonna get that. God gonna show you getting beside yourself, child, and what you trying to reach and obtain, that wasn't what God had for you. And everybody you took advantage of, or object or place that you have rebetted yourself from, right? God gonna make sure you can't go back to those things either. So you're gonna be in a situation where you got to start over, and that's when you start to meet your demise with your soul. And you better tell God you sorry, and therefore you can start on your road to redemption, your revelation. Knowing what you have done, knowing how you fail, and reverse that curse you put yourself in as a spirit moving in a sigil before you constructed a sign out of it, made it a regular sign, and forgot the curse you put on yourself to get trapped in that cycle. Go make a new spelling. To be with God is to be absent from the body. These are the esoteric knowledges of understanding that. Look to the west. You won't get lost in the light, in the snake, in the dragon, in the phallic, in the egg cell. The little raw on the boat, Christmas tree, Jack and Jill going down the hill, stream of consciousness, lost floatness, La La Land, volume 2 plus X. Damn, son, where you find that shit? The G-Unit mixtape. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like my Hebrew candlestick deodorant ointment that I can hang on a wall and like use as a toothpick right now. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Like my sage instant deodorant candle baby powder stick. Real stuff. All I know, I paid $99.95. That's it. That's all I know. I was helping the community out because I was getting rocked to sleep by somebody with a purple floating Satan Power Ranger outfit on. You know what I'm saying? So, we gotta get it. I'm gonna break down the houses tonight. We're gonna do an open panel tonight on this page and the other page, and I'm gonna break down the houses because I want to talk to y'all about each area of life. You know what I'm saying? So when I break it down, y'all could join it, and we can all chop it up about how this about to affect us in my. Because I know in my area, it's getting ready to affect my 10th house. So I already got a conversation. I already got to be like, yeah, this is what I need to do. This is what I don't need to do. So whatever house y'all got Taurus in, that's what you'll be like. Yeah, you'll be like, Dolo, yeah, I got it in this area. Damn, if you asking the question, what do I need to do? Or if you already into astrology, you add on. You like, shit, I got it in the 5th house. I got Taurus in the 5th house. So Venus there, I got to make sure I don't overindulge into overexpressing myself or thinking I'm too creative. I gotta love the mathematics or structuring it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? I got it in the 10th house. So I got to make sure I don't overindulge into trying to create or be too popular or go too far for my status. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got to chill out. I might meet a demise, relate to the wrong individuals that might make me broke, or relate to the wrong individuals that might put a blemish on my associations. So that manifests a guilty by association that can mess up my business or some stuff like that. So I got to make sure out of love, via person, place, or thing, I'm practical enough so I don't lead into destroying my 10th house. You know what I'm saying? You get it? So, yeah, that's what we're going to get into tonight. But I'm still about to chop it up with y'all for 15 minutes. I'm saying with this Hebrew Israelite Kemet candlestick. You know what I'm saying? Because I like them green lights. I like the green light on the little world thing on the button. If you're a content creator, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? This channel got like all the green button. I'm like, oh, wait, I like that. I should have been jumped on this channel. Even when I was monetized on my other channels, they still was all yellow. You know what I'm saying? This channel ain't good, bright, and green. I like that. I like that. I like that witchcraft. I like this YouTube witchcraft. I like Uriel YouTube witchcraft. I like this one. I want to see how that one look like. I should have been put in a shot to Ribbon D Wise. Real stuff. I want to see how that look like. I'm saying. I already signed up for the shorts and everything. I'm behind on this one. I ain't been on this one long enough. I got the shorts already. Oh, let me go ahead and click that on that one. Go ahead and make all the other ones. Real stuff. Now I need to find females to build their channel. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, we get to school faster. Y'all have somewhere to live faster. Y'all have a job faster. Everything. Real stuff. Because that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I do it for. Real stuff. What I'm doing ain't just for fun. What I'm doing means you got a job for the rest of your life. You got a way of making money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what any other community talking about. What I'm talking about, shout out to Just Be Free. Also, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to that channel. The stuff I'm talking about is about revenue. So if my energy can be used, because, see, I like to do it first before I talk about it. You wouldn't even be on this channel for me to do it, for it to be over 1,000 subscribers. So I already did it. So I don't want nobody questioning me like, oh, this ain't something to support. So all you got to do is get 1,000 subscribers. You can sign up for monetization. All I got to do is use my divine masculine energy, be on that channel, and then people get familiar with you so they know that your channel is something to watch also. And then if you're kicking some of my knowledge, of course, you're going to get your own audience too. And boom, now you more involved. Is that? So even from your own premises, before we even lead from point A to point B to get this building or house or apartment and things of that nature. In the meantime, you're able to support where you at. So you not wasting time thinking about, oh, I need a job and this, that, and the third. And you actually got a job. And that job is still promoting too. Because whatever you do is just putting our shit out there. So you're doing something you love also. Duh.
Tell me why you always gotta battle with
bitch. So for the most part, It's just, I guess the energy they got y'all wanting things right now. Y'all don't know how to stay down into the come up type energy. So y'all don't even like to put yourself in that position due to the fact of these Walt Disney thoughts of it already going to be a failure, and you don't want to experience other people around you seeing you do something and it failed, regardless of what that is. Relationship, new job wise, you know what I'm saying? Especially for the divine feminine that they got y'all being little boys right now that's creating better male energy. You wouldn't even know how to think if a man like me right now was to say, whatever you doing right now, drop all that and come where I'm at. And fuck that job, whatever I'm getting ready to give you and whatever I already got, you would have to work about 2 months for what I just got in a week. So for the most part, drop all that and I need you to do what I need you to do right now. And shit like that. Y'all wouldn't even feel comfortable based on the expectations, whether people who raising y'all got on y'all or whatever like that. And then you will look at what I'm doing and start getting into Walt Disney energy. You'll start thinking like, I mean, that might not work. And he like this and this, that, and the third, and come up with all these weird insecurities. And then you forget what's reality. What's reality is Flight Boss been doing this for 10 years plus, way before monetization and donations, which is the very thing you're pointing to look at. How that might not work, whatever like that. Man, it was working for me before that. So whatever you're pointing to justify me, you're wrong. You don't got the idea of everything I do. So for the most part, that's what you need to understand. But me breaking that down is an example of how the shadow government got the divine feminine as little boys right now, where they're ready to create a feminist argument to attack me before understanding what I just said. If you get what I'm saying. It'd be a female on Fresh and Fit that actually will create an argument against me, what I just said. And now that's when that become a problem. You know what I'm saying? And you said, Dolo, that's why I think you should do a live on submission. I think I am. I think the problem with me is my titles just be so spiritual when I do cover reality and topics that's for everybody is not seen in that light. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just start doing regular titles too. So I'm gonna just add that on to tonight with the open panel. The houses, how Venus, or regular scheduled programming, but the other slash how we should see the divine masculine and feminine and how to deal with submissiveness. Because not only does the divine feminine supposed to be submissive, the divine masculine, the man's supposed to be too. If a man don't have no submissive energy, it's gonna play out like this. It don't matter if the divine feminine being submissive or not. The man ain't gonna like how she clean. Then that's gonna lead into polygamy, aka one woman is not good enough. So you need a woman for this, you need a woman for that. And being a man, you got trained by the shadow government, so they make you think that's right. But all spirits got minds. The spirits that's in the female bodies, they're gonna be looking at you and each other like, well, damn, I ain't good enough. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Then they gotta be listening to a dumb man making them think that it's right to not feel like you're not a full conversation of something, just being one woman. And then you got to make sense being up under that polygamy or Hebrew Israelism and accept these other women where you know your nature going to lead into competitive. Thank you so much for the donation, Dorian Jackson. You sat down, got to inbox me so we can get there. I ain't got to inbox you. You got to inbox me. But yeah. So, but for the most part, the women give away their own power and then think that it's the right thing to do, but your nature is going to play out. So you're going to express these natures, but come up with a man-taught logic, masculine energy being used for no reason. The little boy energy, where you're creating energies that don't look like how you truly feel, where it really all boils down to you competing with the other woman. But it's being expressed as, no, I know, no, I'm doing this logically because of this, that, and the third, and I'm going to be a good woman next time. But you really just fighting your natures because the world got everybody flunked out. And Uriel is here to teach you this. All the way down to that knowledge of not being able to preach, being a woman, that's wrong. All male and females got the woman energy. So it's an allegory to anytime you preach out of your feelings and emotions, then you're preaching out of the woman allegory of the context, how they're trying to piece it out in the Bible and Kemet. And a lot of times you females be in these polygamy, Kemet, Jewish, Hebrew Israelite relationships, and a man to be telling you to be quiet and you'll be giving your power away and you be having a better idea, the better masculine version at the moment, divine masculine, and you would throw that away thinking what he said is right, but the actual what's being practiced with God knowledge at the moment is you allow him to use his divine feminine against you. And he was preaching out of his woman. And he was the woman at the moment being through the male vessel as the woman preaching. And for the most part, you listen to the demon, the Eve fruit, being played out through any male or female as an organ, any animal or bug. This is why you don't go into the forest, and try to ask questions to yourself, is a bug or an animal a real man or woman? No, you just trying to see if it's a male or female. So you don't plant that weed seed next to the male plant so it don't pollinate it so the weed can stay potent in the feminine energy. So that's why you don't go see if it's a man or woman. So you're supposed to understand these words we're creating, men and women, is allegories to what we're experiencing as male and females. See what I'm saying? So don't let no man who lost in this man religion put you in that energy. Uriel here taught you this first. I'm trying to put everybody on equal playing grounds. So when we do start to see what's actually each individual's role, as the male and the female, you know what it is now. So now you don't have to second question it and come up with feminist energy, too much divine feminine being used for divine masculine, and red pill energy, too much divine masculine being used for your divine feminine. So you think it's alpha, but it's beta being inverted in a lost way. And therefore, once we're equal, now once we know what our positions is at, we feel more comfortable doing it. We feel more comfortable giving that position to the other party because we know what position is actually supposed to be played now. We know what it looked like now. So the female know what to look like and what role to play, and the male know what target to attack to change that shape and form so it can look more like what the female is submissive to, so she can take care of the household, and the household could be built for what it's going to be look like for the female energy when the man build it. Change the world. Okay? And that's how we work together as a team. That's why I always say teamwork makes the dream work. Yin yang being a natural blend. And when we do that down here as actual vehicles, right, we see the results manifested what God give us. The actual correspondences of what it looked like to be in the presence of peace. We got a piece of God because we only could be a piece of God, not the whole thing, right? But we brought a little piece of God down here, which is why God given us peace. We brought a piece of all possibilities in these limited possible circumstances and made it look like there's more possibilities in there. And then God reward us with what that look like, a piece of God, a piece of all possibility as an object, person, place, or thing, or group of people. And when you have these things in your present, you actually are able to extract the experience that spirits are doing, having experiences. This one just looked like what we use in the encyclopedia as the term having peace. You got peace. God gave you a physical representation of what it looked like. So that's the only way God could show you it, through these vessels. Because God ain't no thing and nothing to believe in. So you believe in yourself, because as a spirit, you're inside of yourself. So do something for God, something that don't have a container. And now you make containers look more shapes, look more like multiple different shapes that could be a representation, as if something that was nothing had a look, as if something that was shapeless and formless had a look. We actually trying to make something look like nothing, which is God. And if we could soak in that just for a little bit, God would be proud of us. God would be proud of us. They like, dang, I ain't never seen that before. Do it again. Thank you so much for the donation, Goddess J. Reed. Ooh, I ain't never seen that before. Do it again. So now that's God teaching us to be good children. Do what God wants us to do. Ain't nothing constant but change. Keep changing, children, so we can stay the same like that. Now that's how you be a walking contradiction for God, where it's no longer a contradiction. It's no longer a believe in. You just believe. So you already know. You don't got to believe in something that don't have no proof. You ain't believing in nothing. See what I'm saying? So when you're in nothing, now you already know. That's something to believe right there. Belief don't deal with knowing. So I don't believe in nothing, because that deals with not knowing. That deals with untruths. So when I don't believe in nothing, I believe everything, because I believe everything ain't true. Now I'm with God, because I don't believe in nothing, because I know God ain't nothing. God ain't something you could be in. So that's knowledge God give me. So now I know something. Thank you, God. So I only practice those type of spells and rituals with these words. I don't get lost in man type version. I only try to find God through the puzzle. I don't get lost in the puzzle. I only try to find how Where's Waldo was drew and why a person drew it. I don't get lost in the book and trying to find Waldo. I try to understand why Waldo got a red and white shirt on, like a candy cane. I don't get lost in trying to find Where's Waldo at in that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to understand this world. You know what I'm saying? With these new Hebrew Israelite candlesticks, where the smokes and flames is coming from. And that's real esoteric spirituality, where you observe the whole parameter. Then you develop the Metatron star as a tetrahedron from the four corners and squaring out all of that. And that Philosopher's Stone, you lay your platform, right? And therefore, you're able to understand the full circumference and the scenario of anything you involve yourself into. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, this makes you a well-rounded spirit, because you know how you created all the well-rounded forms you encapsulated yourself inside of. Now you could teach another person that's doing the same thing, another spirit, another individuality space that's doing the same thing, another soul that's doing the same thing. Now we could work together as a team to create another world. Other than that, one spirit just waking up have to come up with these new ideas in the world that they help as a team. And the more other spirits don't want to jump on board, the more we just create new ideas in this stupid world we keep creating. So we need to all get with the program and all change our minds, and then that bends in and change the world. And we create a whole new water cycle 6,000 years later. Then we create new glorified bodies up out of that water once it shapes and form it. And then therefore, now you are able to experience what all the ancients was writing about that they wasn't sure about, because they was summoning me before I became physical and the metaphysical as a floating fart cloud at that time. I was lost at that time. And they summoned me with my knowledge to do it down here. And they've been doing it for so long, 2,000 years, 4,000, 6,000, 85,000 eons worth of years of knowledge is encapsulated inside of a physical form down here, because all the prayers, current water cycles, made the forms that they pray on and created words for me to be trapped as a spirit, to be inside of my nature that I already created for myself as a small cycle, to be not possessed, but summit. And then my water connect with this water that got my energies in it. And as a spirit, now I'm sharing space with all the spaces inside of that. Now I'm summit here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now this body I created, I've created that one, the right one to come to all ages and all races and all time frames, to give this knowledge to make it make sense, so we can stop doing this over and over again, because I'm tired of falling. So that's why I teach look to the west, because you the star that have risen from the death on the west part of the hemisphere to be even looking at that event that rise on the east. So we at the end of the world just by me being here, kicking this knowledge and their energy of ruling the world, not having that power anymore. So the world have ended in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. Y'all just allowing them to rebuild it and play out allegories of how they always been building worlds for y'all to build it in 1, 2, and third dimension. And I'm telling y'all, it's a free fall right now. Take your power back. So they can't even trap y'all mentally and physically. They have to use y'all programs in order for their stuff to be popping. This is my point. This is my mind frame I go in to come to these conclusions to bring to humanity. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. This is what I bring to humanity. So we can wake up and get out of all these lost stream of consciousness that ain't nothing but things that bend into organs for you to wake up every morning and have an insecurity about life. Don't you want life to be different? Look to the west. And let's use Witty Bandit right now. Look to Antares. Look to Ophiuchus, the solar plexus of Ophiuchus, which are just allegories. Then they're like probably 10, 15 years from now, they're going to throw the satellites up there for Ophiuchus, since y'all already believe in it. And therefore, they're going to tell you, hey, you can see Ophiuchus with the naked eye now, with a telescope now. It's the same thing that they've been doing. 13 energy, but it's really just everything in a 12 cycle, 360, that they're trying to map out, because it's not a complete 360. So that's it. So they're creating allegories to each position of the houses, and that's where constellation concepts are coming from. You know what I'm saying? So Ophiuchus would just be an allegory to Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius area. And since it's moving and you're in the Western Hemisphere, that water cycle would just be an allegory to a transition of our time to calculate it transitioning into Capricorn or the 10th house. So it'd be right now Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Scorpio to the 15th degree of Scorpio. And that would be the whole asterism of Ophiuchus. So if you get into the degrees, if you was born on the Western Hemisphere or of Sagittarius, Capricorn, or Scorpio, certain degrees, certain days that you could be born on, you could be an Ophiuchus sign. You know what I'm saying? So you might be 22 degrees Scorpio, that might fall in Ophiuchus. But the 23 or 24 degrees Scorpio might fall right back into Scorpio, or the sextants, or it might fall into Hercules. You know what I'm saying? One of those constellations, which are just us creating names and titles for periods of time. And we get real deep with it. We're creating times for the cycles that's around us. And we just give it names like Venus, or Mercury, Thoth, Tahuti, Hermes. You know what I'm saying? Or Mars, Marduk, Murdoch, or Planet X, or Nibiru, or Jupiter, Peter, or Jew. Their allegory to that water cycle. Or is this a cycle system of a different, and creating names to help people understand we're talking about this period of the day or this period of the time, and as above so below, we can practice it as a moral, as a religion, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? With the Hebrew candlestick sage that you can inhale like a vape and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a drug and nothing like that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And then for the most part, this is us interpreting the consciousness and creating allegories around it, as above, so below. Then shadow government always creates movies around it and satellites about it. And now we about to get Ophiuchus. So mark my words. The next 10, 15 years later, y'all gonna hear about a star constellation that you can see with the naked eye or with a telescope or with your Galaxy phone to make fake moon pictures now. And if you zoom in close enough, you can see the Ophiuchus constellation now. Watch what I say. But right now, you know it's unobservable, and you know it's just a mythology based on a position in the sky. And that position right now is Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. And on the Western Hemisphere, we see it from the perspective of being 22 degrees late now. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn now. Now you're understanding the mathematics and the starting point before they even create witchcraft for y'all to get lost in NASA and stuff like that. Real good spiritual knowledge. Real good spiritual knowledge. You know what I'm saying? See, for an example. Now, I'm Uriel, so I'm just speaking as a man right now, right? I'm out of coffee. I'm making money right now just by being monetized. So when I make examples like a female that might be in her little boy energy, and I tell them to stop their little job right now, their UPS job or whatever like that, and we already working, that's a job. Dunkin' Donuts right around the corner from me right now. Take this car if you ain't got one, or if you got one, go get us a coffee right now. Boom, that's your job. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Being the divine masculine, being a man, I don't see nothing wrong with that. It ain't even coming out your pocket. I'm going in my wallet, giving you my credit card, and say, go get us the coffee. You help me drink some coffee so my organ, pancreas don't be thrown out, so I can continue to make a monetized live stream, and you do your job and you can pay. Then, if I'm building your channel, you getting double paid. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But you'll get a feminist, right? Will be like, okay, then what if we break up and stuff, and then I don't got my own job or something like that? You wasn't with a real man. I thought I said that I'm building a channel or I'm building your business. So whether we together or not, we ain't gonna speak ill on each other, because whatever we broke up about was started on a spiritual system. So we might not break up, but at the same time, if we do, you still got a well-oiled business running. I can give a damn who you fucking. You know what I'm saying? That's on you if you keep your shit popping or not. That's on you dealing with demon energies. Thank you so much for the nation, Soul Trollific. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like you ain't already got the reputation and you ain't already got the audience to keep your business going. Whatever you do with that and God and your new relationship is on you. Me being a man ain't supposed to be me being a bitch and then trying to destroy you when I know I can just go do that elsewhere. So at some point, that's supposed to be at any ending point. And if you're spiritual enough, it won't be no reason to break up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But that's what that type of shit I be talking about. But I mean, I see the world ain't really like that at the moment. But the more we make ourselves aware, which is what we're going to do tonight, you know what I'm saying? Open panel about Venus through the houses and Taurus and how to deal with the divine masculine and feminine and what does it mean to be submissive, both sides of the coin, divine masculine and divine, especially divine feminine. Then hopefully that sparks the minds for us to at least try the results. We ain't gonna get it right the first day, week, month, years, but at least we got the idea. So people who even come after us will even do it better. If we don't already do it with the Midas touch, with gold. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So that's how y'all got to understand these circumstances and stuff like that, man. It ain't all about being scared. It ain't all about being insecure. But it ain't all about jumping the gun either. It ain't all about being too fast and jumping and leaping before you know if it's a trampoline at the end of the cliff or not. It's about knowing the idea and what can we do for it could be an easy transition. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, before we even jump, we might know it ain't no trampoline down there. But at least we know we have to go across that bridge so we can come up with solutions. So spiritually speaking, that would be, all right, ain't no bungee cord, ain't no trampoline down there. Let's work together to create a bungee cord. Let's work together to create a ladder. Other than just looking at the situation and just leaping and then realizing it ain't no trampoline down there, aka crashing. Y'all doing things to crash and self-sabotage. Or not even having the idea to know that that's the path we have to go that might have a cliff there, but not even going that way because we lost in our divine feminine and masculine remix energies and being little boys and little girls. And therefore, we're not even knowing that we have to go over there to that way, that path for the spiritual ship, not a relationship, to even see, to know that there's a cliff, to see if that's a trampoline before leaping, to even know that we need to work together again to create a ladder, and this is the way to go. What's that? And who said creating a bungee cord and a ladder was going to be easy? It takes time. We have to help each other out. Sometimes we have to go one after each other. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one person have to work this part of the ladder, the other person have to work the other part of the ladder. Can't jump and do the same things. So at some point, us knowing that's the path and us reaching that path, knowing not to leap, and we need to make a bungee cord or a ladder, that's when we start to work with reciprocity or reciprocation, reciprocities. Stand. Reciprocities and stuff. All the cities and isms. All the cities and isms. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. And that's the discussion for the night. Open panel. And I'll see y'all tonight. Don't go no further than that.